presence of our brilliant Vice President for Manila campuses, Dr. Roland Chua, our Systematic School Registrar, Mr. Ankiat Byron Ko, our respectable Directress for English Academic Instruction, Miss Jennifer Pablo, our Adept Directress for Chinese Academic Instruction, Miss Marie Lauren Ling, our dedicated Directress for Student Services and Academic Support, Miss Weiling Thing. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Before we formally begin, dear parents, I would like to congratulate all of you first for your incredible dedication throughout the academic year 2024-2025. Of course, you were not just behind the scenes, you were right there with us. Showing up, cheering your kids on, helping with projects, attending meetings, adjusting schedules, and of course, doing everything in between. You have been present in so many ways, and we truly appreciate your support all throughout the school year. And with that, thank you very much and congratulations. Today po, we are so delighted to have you here as we prepare and return for the upcoming school year. So to start, let me share with you our institutional vision and mission statement, and of course, our educational organization policy where we faithfully anchor all of our instructional planning. So therefore, parents, please refer to the slide as shown. I won't read the entire slide word for word, but I'd like to share, of course, what it means for us in simple terms. Na? So this actually presents po our institutional vision statement, our mission statement, and educational organization policy. So while it may look a bit text heavy, it is actually our compass. It guides everything that we do, how we teach, how we support our students, and how we help our students grow. So everything that we do, whether it's a classroom activity, a school policy, or a parent collaboration, is actually anchored on this shared purpose. And that is to ensure that every decision that we make, every action that we take, and every learning experience that we provide is meaningful for our children. And before we proceed po, let's take a quick look at the agenda for today's session so you'll know what to expect. Next slide, Miss Venus. Thank you. We will begin with a brief introduction, followed by a discussion on academic instruction. Next po, we will hear from our registrar. After that, we will proceed to student services and academic support. And finally, we will end with a Q&A session. So you are all encouraged po, dear parents, to use our chat box anytime during the orientation to send your questions. So we will address as many of them as we can during the dedicated Q&A period toward the end. Please note po that you can type your questions in the chat box at any time during the discussion or presentations because, as you know, our supervisors and department heads are also present in the chat and they are ready to respond to your questions as the session goes on. So your concerns can be addressed in real time, right? In the chat. Okay po? Hi, Sir Ryan.
大家好，我们现在来介绍今天的会议议程。今天的说明会将于学术支援处依序为您介绍相关的资讯。最后，我们将进行问答环节。若家长有任何问题，欢迎随时在聊天室留言，我们会在各部门简报结束后逐一回复您。Camille。
At this point po, thank you, Sir Ryan. At this point, parents, let me walk you through our class schedule for grades 1 and 2. And let me highlight something important that we will continue implementing this school year, our 6-day cycle. So for those who are new to us, as you can see on your screen, you might be wondering what exactly is a 6-day cycle. And for those who have been with us already, you're likely familiar with how the system works. But please allow me po to explain it again both as our quick recap and as a guide for our new families. So what is a 6-day cycle? As you can see on your screen, instead of using a traditional Monday to Friday weekly schedule, we follow a rotating 6-day cycle. So in this system or in this schedule, each school day is actually labeled day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on until day 6. And then the cycle restarts again with day 1. So let me give you an example to make it clearer. Suppose a Monday is day 1. Then Tuesday becomes day 2, Wednesday is day 3, Thursday is day 4, Friday is day 5. So when students return on the next Monday, it will be, that's right, day 6 po. Then Tuesday of that week becomes day 1 again, and the cycle continues. So that is what our 6-day cycle is about. So this schedule po, parents, allows us to rotate subjects more fairly throughout the year. This ensures equal distribution of subject areas, and it avoids situations where our students always miss the same subject due to holidays or school events falling on fixed days of the week. So this year, we are excited to continue the 6-day cycle as part of our commitment to giving our children a well-balanced learning experience. Sir Ryan?
对，好，接下来我们将为您介绍本学年1至6年级的课程时间安排。本校小学英文部将继续采用6天周期作为课程安排，每个上课日依序标记为 Day 1, Day 2, Day 3，一直到 Day 6。这里所说的 Day 1, Day 2并不等同于星期1、星期2。例如某一周的星期3是 Day 1，那么星期4是 Day 2，星期5是 Day 3，那下周一呢就是 Day 4，如此类推。因此 Day 6并不是星期6，也不代表周六有课，请大家放心。那举个例子来说明课程安排，那假如说 Day 1、Day 3、Day 5，学生会上阅读课、英语课和非语课。那么 Day 2、Day 4、Day 6则安排科学、数学和社会，也就是说第1天、第3天和第5天的英语课程相同，第2天、第4天和第6天的英文课程也相同。这种安排的最大优点是能让各学科公平轮替，避免某些科目因假期或活动而经常被跳过。确保学生在各领域都能有均衡的学习机会。在这里提醒大家，请记得不要带错课本。那至于中文课程，我们设有3个科目：华语、综合和数学。那这3门课每天都会安排授课。那在班级安排方面，丁组与物组学生上午会先上中文课，下午再上英文课。OK， 那其他班级则相反，上午先上英文课，下午上中文课。Camille。
Thank you, Sir Ryan. So let me now share with you our class schedule for grades 1 and 2, particularly for sections A, B, C, F, and G. So I want you to refer to our sample schedule. As you can see on our sample schedule, classes begin at 7:30 a.m. and end at 3:15 p.m. So again, the classes will begin at 7:30 and will end at 3:15 p.m. with 2 short breaks. One in the morning and of course another one in the afternoon. And there is a lunch break from 11:55 a.m. to 12:55 p.m. This is for our grades 1 and 2 sections A, B, C, F, and G. So for lunch po, our students may buy food at the canteen or have meals drop off at the main gate. So there are more specific guidelines on lunch drop-off procedures that will be explained later by our discipline office head, Miss Jacqueline Villamora. So please stay tuned. Now, here's the sample class schedule for grades 1 and 2, sections D and E. So as you can see on your screen, dear parents, the schedule follows the same structure po. Same structure. 6-day rotation, daily class from 7:30 to 3:15 with breaks in between. The only difference, if you will notice, is that they will begin the day with their Chinese subjects in the morning and then proceed with English subjects later on. Okay, so for sections A, B, C, F, and G po, they have their English classes in the morning followed by their Chinese classes in the afternoon. But for sections D and E, as you can see on your screen, they will start with their Chinese subject followed by the English subjects. Yun lang po yung difference. Okay? Sir Ryan?
好，那现在我们来介绍1、2年级的上课时间表。1、2年级学生每天早上7点半上课，下午3点15分放学。午餐时间是从11点55分到12点55分。那午休期间，学生不能离开学校，午餐要在教室里享用。他们可以在餐厅购买午餐，或者您可以为他们准备午餐，并送到校门口。请记得在餐盒上写学生的姓名和班级。稍后徐丽丽主任会说明午餐的安排的详细流程。Okay, Ma'am Camille.
Thank you, Sir Ryan. At this point, parents, I would like to discuss to you our sample schedule for grades 3 to 6. This is grades 3 to 6. Okay, our grades 3 to 6 students, their parents will also start their class at 7:30. 7:30 din po yan and will end at 3:35 p.m. So 3:35 po. They have their dismissal time later than the grades 1 and 2. However, once a week po, expect that our kids from grades 3 to 6 po ito ha, that our kids will have an extended dismissal time up to 4:25 p.m. only if they have the MAPE class or the club meeting for our grades 5 and 6 students. All right. So again po, their class will end at 3:35, but once a week, expect them to have an extended dismissal time up to 4:25 because once a week they would have their MAPE class and for grades 5 and 6, they have their own club meetings po. All right. So these are the schedules for their PE class. Miss Venus, please. Monday, we have our grade 3 having their MAPE class or PE class. Tuesday, grade 5. Wednesday, our grade 6 students. Thursday, our grade 4 students. And then Friday po, this is their club day. But please note that our PE classes and club meetings will not start yet. In the first week of the opening of classes, we will announce when these meetings will start. So again po, our grades 3 to 6 students will start their class at 7:30, will end at 3:35. But once a week, expect that our kids will have an extended dismissal time due to their PE class po and their club meeting every Friday for grades 5 and 6. I hope that is clear po. Sir Ryan?
Okay, Ma'am Venus, a previous slide. Ma'am Venus, kindly the previous slide. OK, thank you. 那现在我们一起看看3至6年级的课程安排。每天早上7点半上课，下午3点35分放学。每周一次他们会有 MAPE 课，也就是音乐、艺术和体育课或者是5、6年级的社团活动。放学时间将延后至下午4点25分。OK， 以下是next slide 以下是体育课的上课时间星期一是3年级，星期2是5年级，星期3是6年级，星期4是4年级。从8月份开始，每周五5、6年级的学生都会参加社团活动。那请特别注意，体育课与社团活动不会在开学的第1周开始，具体的开始日期学校将另行通知，敬请留意后续公告。Ma'am Camille.
Thank you very much, Sir Ryan. All right, I hope that is very clear po, dear parent. Let me now share to you our grading system in the grade school English instruction. Ms. Venus, please. All right, so this is our assessment and progress monitoring system for math, reading, language, Filipino, science, and Araling Panlipunan. So as you know, our written task is 40%, our performance task is 40%, periodic assessment is 20%, a total of 100%. Next po, we have our TLE and then ESP, Assessment and Progress Monitoring System. Our written task is 20%, performance task is 60%, periodic assessment is 20%, a total of 100%. By the way, parents, the subject teachers of our students will explain comprehensively during the class orientation what composes their written and performance tasks. Because as you know, we have labeled our written and performance activities different for each of the subject areas. So our subject teachers will explain it comprehensively during the class orientation, during the first week. Okay po? Sir Ryan?
好，那现在我们来介绍英文部的成绩计算方式。Venus, yeah, the English part, yeah. All right. 那数学、阅读、语言就是英语非语科学和社会，他们的书写任务占40%，任务型占40%，阶段考占20%。Okay, next slide, please. OK， 那品格教育、科技与家政的书写任务占20%，任务型占60%，阶段考占20%。那这些内容，学生的科任老师将会在课堂上详细说明。OK，next slide please。好，那以下是中文部的成绩计算方式。好，那中文和综合的单元考占30%，书写部分占20%，口试占25%，阶段考占25%。那数学是单元考占30%，习作占25%，口试占25%，阶段考占20%。Okay, so this is the grading system of the Chinese department. For Huayu and Zhonghe, okay, it's 30% for the quizzes, 20% for the written outputs, for recitations 25%, and long test 25%. For Chinese math, you have quizzes 30%, exercises 25%, recitation 25%, and long test 20%. Ma'am Camille.
Thank you, Sir Ryan, for explaining very clearly our Chinese grading system. So to enhance our learning experience in the classroom, dear parents, we will still make use of the Google Classrooms. So our teachers will add your children into their classes, and then the students have to accept the teacher's invitation. And in accepting the Google Classroom invitation, students should take note of this detail. So please take note. Always use your official CKSC email account upon entering your Gmail account or Google Classroom. So for our new students, for our new students, you will be given a corresponding email account and then password. Our default email is first name dot last name birth month at my.cksc.edu.ph. So please always make use of your official CKSC account in entering the Google Classroom, right? Thank you. And this is how our Google Classroom will look like. Yes po, ganyan po on your screen. So Google Classrooms will be used for posting important announcements, reminders, or any updates. It may also contain other academic materials or maybe enhancement activities or other learning tasks that are related to our subjects. Okay po, that's why we will still make use of our Google Classroom. And for the books po, dear parents, books are required for all of our students. So for more information or questions, please note the contact details of our school bookstore, the one that you can see on your screen now. I suggest that you take a screenshot of this one so that later on, if you need the contact details of our bookstore, you have them on hand. All right. And by the way, later on, our registrar team will explain to us how to order books through the student portal. Na? Yes, Sir Ryan?
我们今年将继续使用 Google Classroom 谷歌教室作为本学年的学习平台。那各班导师将邀请学生加入班级， 请提醒学生务必加入。那登录 Gmail、谷歌教室时，请务必使用学校账号。那新同学都会有一个中正个人邮箱和密码 ，OK， 就是名点姓，然后生日月份，然后 admin.tksc.edu.ph，OK。那谷歌教室的显示名格式呢，请改为中文姓名，然后英文名字 ，OK。那谷歌教室将用于发布学校公告、学期课程范围和其他重要通知。Next slide。好的，好，那此外，所有学生都需要购买课本，那请参考以下中正书店的联络方式，请记得截图。OK，若有任何课本订购相关的问题，稍后注册部徐根吉主任将向大家详细说明如何透过学生门户网站完成订购程序。Ma'am Camille。
Thank you, Sir Ryan. Thank you very much. So at this point, I'm very excited to introduce to you our kinder and grade school administrators, academic directors, and supervisors that you can approach or even contact for more details about our instructional setting and other important matters. Of course, first on the list, we have Dr. Jodelio Yap, our college president. Next po, we have Dr. Roland Chua, Vice President for Manila Campuses. We have Mrs. Jennifer Pablo, Director, Office for English Academic Instruction. We have Mrs. Venus Acuña, our Kinder and Grade School English Supervisor. Mr. Fidel Tavares, our Math Curriculum and Training Program Supervisor. Next, we also have Mrs. Marie Lauren Ling, Director, Office for Chinese Academic Instruction. Mr. Ryan Lee Fong, our Kinder and Grade School Chinese Supervisor. And Mr. Jeffrey Laiva, our Chinese Math Curriculum Supervisor. Sir Ryan.
好，那现在让我们来介绍学校的行政人员。第一位是校长叶启明博士，第二位是马尼拉校区副校长蔡征勇博士。好，接着幼稚园和小学中英文教务主任。首先有英文教务 Jennifer Pablo 总主任，幼稚园和小学英文部蔡美玉主任，以及英文数学课程及培训 Fidel Tavares 主任。OK， 那接下来由中文部教务朱慧玲总主任，本人方永辉负责幼稚园和小学的中文课程，以及蔡景选主任负责中文数学课程。如果有任何有关教学相关的问题，请与我们联系。谢谢大家。Thank you, Ma'am Camille.
Thank you, Sir Ryan. And so that, parents, that concludes the academic instruction part. Thank you very much for listening. But before I welcome our next presenter, let me share with you the words of Miss Dorothy Cohen. According to Miss Dorothy Cohen, no school can work well for children if parents and teachers do not act in partnership on behalf of the children's best interest. So that's beautiful. And I truly believe in that. We parents and teachers are always on the same team. Magkakampi tayo, mommy and daddy. Palagi po yan. And why? Because we both want what's best for our children. When we work hand in hand, when we support each other, and when we communicate openly, that is the time we create a stronger and more nurturing environment for our kids to grow, to learn, and even shine. So thank you, dear parents, for being our partners. And with that, let us now move on and hear from our next presenter. All right, at this point po, I would like to invite Mr. Ankiat Byron Ko, our ever reliable school registrar, to help us with important information about the student portal and the policy guidelines on awards and recognition for the K-12 basic education program. Hello, Sir Ankiat.
Hello. Good
Go ahead,
morning,
sir.
everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, so let me briefly discuss the registrar's office and of course the guidelines on our grades, on computation of awards, okay, and the access of student portals. So allow me to first discuss about our enrollment and registration. So I assume that most, if not all of our parents have already paid their tuition fee. And for your child to be included in the class list, make sure you have paid the corresponding amount of tuition fee and upload it in our student portal. So if you fail to upload your proof of payment to your student to the student portal, the name of the child will not be included in the class list. So again, a gentle reminder to upload your proof of payment in our student portal. Okay. So for student portal access, our website link is my.cksc.edu.ph. Again, it's my.cksc.edu.ph. So once you log into the site, you'll be asked to input your username, which is the student number of your child. Okay, so the student number of the student. And then the default password is the birth date of the student. No, it's the year, the month, and the date. Of course, once you log in, you'll be able to change your password. In the event you forgot your password, you can email the registrar's office or go to the registrar's office window and ask for a reset of password. So it will be reset again to the birth date of the child. Also, our opening of classes for school year 2025-2026 is already posted in our Facebook page. So kindly follow our Chiang Kai-shek College official Facebook page. The opening of classes is already posted there. So for grade school, it's on July 15, 2025. July 15, 2025. Once you log into your student portal, you'll be able to see different tabs and you'll be able to access different functions of the portal. So the first one is assessment. So once you click on the tab on assessment, you'll be able to see your current year fees. So tuition fees, miscellaneous fees, you'll be able to also see there your discounts, the payment that is already reflected. So again, a gentle reminder, make sure to upload your proof of payment after 3 days or a week. The accounting office will be able to reflect your payment and you'll be able to see there the deduction on your tuition fees. Okay. Also, under our student portal, you'll be able to see your classes. Okay. By the way, for the first time you log into your student portal, the website will ask you of your contact details. So they'll be asking you a one-time PIN. So make sure to update your contact details and then for verification, they'll be sending a one-time PIN or OTP. Okay. So once you go to classes, you'll be able to see there the class schedules. So you can download the class schedules. So both for English and Chinese. Now, as discussed a while ago, you can also purchase books through our student portal. So of course, if it's convenient for you to visit the bookstore, that would be okay. But also we have the option to purchase books through our student portal. So under the books tab, kindly click the tab and then kindly change the school year to 2025-2026. So after you change the school year, you'll be able to see there the list of books that you can order. Okay, so just tick mark the books that you want to order, and then you can view the order or check out. So once you check out, a unique number will be generated, and then you'll be asked to pay it online. So again, you can also, the same procedure with our tuition fees, you can also pay it through our partner banks, online payments, and then upload the proof of payment under the others. No? So it's not tuition fees, others, and then books. So once you upload the proof of payment, the system will wait for payment and confirmation. Okay, so upon confirmation or upon uploading of your proof of payment, you can proceed directly to the bookstore for pickup. So again, if you choose the delivery method for pickup, you can already go to the bookstore and pick up your books. Okay, so I hope it's clear. So again, you can visit the bookstore, or if it's convenient for you, the student portal access would also be available. Okay. Now, sorry. Okay. Now let's discuss about our academic calendar. Okay, so for grade school and junior high school, our term is operated under two systems. So three terms. No? Okay, so for kinder and senior high school, it's two. Okay. You can also view our school calendar through our student portal. Actually, it's also available to in our school website, cksc.edu.ph. So you have two options to view our calendar. So it's either through the student portal or through our school website, cksc.edu.ph. So there's a summarized version of our academic calendar. So for term 1, it's on July 14 to October 8. Term 2, October 13 to January 28, and Term 3, January 29 to April 29. Okay, so again, a gentle reminder for grade school, grades 1 to 6, our first day of class is July 15, Tuesday. So while for junior high school 7 to 10, it's July 14. Okay? So you may take a screenshot or of course, you can visit the student portal for viewing of the calendar. So aside from the summarized version of the calendar, there's also a downloadable PDF file of the whole calendar of pre-kinder to junior high school calendar. Okay. Please do note that if you have a child studying in senior high school or college, they have a different set of calendars. Okay, so make sure to download the correct calendar. Okay. For periodic examinations, for term 1, it will be on October 2 to 8. For term 2, it's on January 22 to 28. While for term 3, it's on April 23 to 29. So again, October 2 to 8, January 22 to 28, and April 23 to 29. Okay, so again, there will be 3 periodic examinations across grades 1 to 10. The schedule for the exams for each subject shall be released by the registrar's office at least 1 week before the exam week. Okay. Now, for those parents who might have considered withdrawing their child for some valid reasons, no? So you can secure a clearance from the registrar's office. So by submitting a withdrawal request, okay, and then of course there's a clearance fee for that, and obtain the necessary signatures from different departments. Okay. Okay. So if you decide to withdraw, there's also a corresponding policy for the refund. Okay, so if the child drops within the first week after opening of classes, okay, there's a 10% charge, or in short, you'll have a 90% refund on your tuition and other fees. While if the child withdraws within the second week after the opening of classes, there is a 20% charge, or in short, a 80% refund. Okay, now for a third week or within the third week, okay, there's a 100% charge, or in short, there will be no refund. So again, for those parents who enroll and then suddenly decided to withdraw their child, so make sure to check on these policies. Okay. Now for grades and report cards. So for term 1, grades may be viewed via student portal. Okay, same is true with term 2. So there will be an announcement that the student portal viewing of grades is available. While for term 3, so the last term, physical report card shall be distributed. So again, for terms 1 and 2, you can view your grades via student portal, while for term 3 or the last term of the academic year, you'll be able to receive a physical copy of your report card. Okay? So you can view your grades via the grades tab. So kindly visit the student portal and then click on the grades tab. Once the announcement for viewing of grades is already available, you'll be able to click on the tab and view the grades of your child. Okay, so this is a sample screenshot of the grades. Okay. Now, for some students, okay, viewing of grades are withheld for some reasons, such as number 1, tuition payments are in arrears. Maybe you have a pending balance that is not yet settled. So make sure to settle your tuition fees. And then some, number 2, may have admission requirements that are incomplete. Maybe you lack some documents, such as birth certificate, or you lack documents that has to be passed in the registrar's office. So of course, your viewing of grades will be withheld. Okay. And number 3, for discipline cases, so if in case your child is suspended, okay, or a penalty, so of course, we'll have to wait for the suspension to be lifted, okay, for us to allow the child to view their grades. Okay. Okay, now let's discuss some policies and procedures under these 4 points. Number 1, for special examination. Number 2, for promotion and retention. Number 3, for awards and recognition. And number 4, for summer or what we call remedial classes. Okay. So of course, we don't want our child to be sick or we encounter some unforeseen events. But in case of illnesses or maybe some of our loved ones died, so for funeral attendance, or maybe you were sent by the school as a school representative in a contest, in a competition, okay? So the student is allowed to take special examination. Okay? Now for promotion and retention, the school sets a policy for promotion and retention to determine whether the students are able to attain all learning outcomes and requirements. So basically, for promotion, okay, for you to proceed to the next grade level, okay, one student should attain a final grade of at least 75 in all learning areas. Take note, in all of your subjects, you need to get a final grade of at least 75 for you to be promoted. So this is across grades 1 to 10. Okay. Now, if you fail to meet, okay, the 75 in all subjects, okay, you won't be promoted. So, of course, you will have a remedial class if you did not meet the expectations in at most, take note, at most, 2 learning areas. Okay. So if you fail in at most 2 if you fail 1 subject or 2, you'll be asked to take remedial classes or summer classes. Okay. And please do take note, one must take and pass remedial classes for learning areas with failing remarks to be promoted to the next level. Otherwise, the learner is retained in the same grade level. Parents, please do take note of this one. If the child did not take the summer classes or took the summer classes but failed, okay, the learner is retained in the same grade level. Okay? Okay, so I hope it's clear, no? So basically the logic is, how can you proceed from grade 3 to 4 if some of your subjects in grade 3, you failed some of your subjects in grade 3, di ba? So you cannot proceed to the next level, no? So thus, when you talk about retention, okay, it means the student did not meet expectations in 3 or more learning areas. Okay, so if you fail three learning areas or more, automatically retained in the same grade level. Okay. Now let's discuss awards and recognition. Of course, the school provides learners equal opportunity to excel in all learning areas with respect to the standards set by the curriculum. Awards and recognition shall be granted based on specific guidelines and criteria. So let me discuss some of them. Okay. So we have awards for exemplary performance. This is to provide learners equal opportunity to excel in all learning areas. Okay. So this includes all learners, even transferees who have successfully met the criteria set by the school. Okay. It indicates that there could be 2 or more recipients of any award. And of course, it specifies if there are no qualified learners, the award shall not be given. Okay, so what are these awards? So we have a classroom-based award, grade level award, and of course, special recognition. So for classroom awards, these are recognition given to learners in each class or section. Okay, so each section, they will have an award. A simple recognition may be given per quarter, semester, or at the end of the school year. Okay, now for grade level award, it means these are awards given to qualified learners for every grade level at the end of the school year. So again, this is given at the end of the school year. Now for special recognition, this is given by the school to qualified grade 6 and grade 10 learners, okay, who have represented or won in competitions at district, division, regional level, national level, and international levels. Okay. Oops. So for classroom awards, classroom level awards. So these awards are given for academic excellence achievers within the term, okay, from grades 1 to 12 who have attained at least an average of 90 and no grade below 80. Okay, so please do take note, the average is at least 90 and no subjects below 80. Okay. Aside from the subjects, learners should have attained a conduct of at least 80%. So again, there are two criteria. Of course, the grades, and then of course the second one is the conduct. So once you are qualified for that, okay, you will be given an academic excellence award for of course for classroom, and then it's divided into 3 levels. So with honors for the ranges 90 to 94, with high honors for 95 to 97, and then with highest honors for 98 to 100. Okay, so 90 to 94, 95 to 97, 98 to 100. Okay, so for grade level awards, so of course this is given at the end of the school year, so the same criteria. Okay, so general average of at least 90 and no grade below 80. Okay, no final grade below 80 in all learning areas. So again, and also the conduct should be at least 80%. And then the same ranking applies, 90 to 94 for the third honors, 95 to 97 for high honors, and 98 to 100 for the highest honors. Okay. And for the grade level awards, there's also an award given for outstanding performance in specific disciplines. So these are awards given to qualified learners in grade 6, 10, and senior high school, grade 12, who have attained a final grade of at least 95 in any of the following learning areas, such as English, science, mathematics, Filipino, Araling Panlipunan or social studies, technology, Zhongwen, Zhonghe, and Shuxie. Okay. Okay. So aside from that award, there's also a special recognition given to those who have consistently represented and won in academics, athletes, arts, and other competitions in the district, division, regional, national, and international levels. Okay. Yeah, so these are some of the special recognitions given. So number one is Leadership Award. So this is given to learners in grade 6 and grade 10 who have demonstrated exemplary skills in motivating others and organizing projects that have significantly contributed to the betterment of the school and or the community. So this award is given during the completion or graduation ceremony. Okay. While for Young Mathematician Award, these are learners who have consistently represented and won in mathematics competitions in the district, division, regional, national, international level. While we have also a Young Artist Award. These are for learners that have consistently represented and won in arts and design. Okay. Now for Young Scientist Award, these are given for those who have consistently represented and won in science competitions. While for Young Athlete Award, these are given to those who have represented and won in sports competitions. So again, we have 5 special recognitions to these learners. Okay. Okay, for summer classes, so at the end of our school year, for those who did not meet the expectations in at most 2 learning areas, you have to take summer classes. I think I have discussed this a while ago. No? Okay, so take note, the policy is must take and pass remedial classes for learning areas with failing marks to be promoted to the next grade level. Otherwise, the learner is retained in the same grade level. So again, the consequence is, of course, you need to pass. Okay, otherwise, you'll be retained in the same grade level. Okay. For more details or if you want to communicate with the registrar's office, feel free to contact us at our email registrar@cksc.edu.ph or feel free to call us 7777-2572. Okay. Please also follow our Facebook page, the official Facebook page of Chiang Kai-shek College, and of course other social media platforms such as YouTube, okay, and Instagram. Okay. So in Chiang Kai-shek College, we'll bridge your child to a higher, brighter, and of course, a stronger tomorrow. Thank you for listening to our Registrar's Office presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Ankiat, for providing us with very comprehensive information on how to navigate the student portal, about the academic calendar, about the awards and recognition for the basic education program, and a lot more. So thank you, parents, for listening. We hope that the information given are clear, and we have noted some of your questions regarding the student portal and academic calendar. Please wait for our Q&A portion to address your concern, or please feel free to wait for Sir Ankiat as he can address your concerns directly in the chat. Sir Ankiat, is that correct?
Yes, po.
Thank you, thank you, sir. So at this juncture, I'd like to invite Miss Jacqueline Villamora, our respectable disciplines office head, to provide us with important information from the student services and academic support. Hello, Miss Jack.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning
Good
po.
morning, everyone. Okay, can you see my slides, my
Yes,
presentation?
ma'am.
Okay.
Very clear.
Good morning. Before we move on to discuss regarding the discipline office, allow me to introduce the departments. Wait lang. Okay. These are the 6 key departments under the student services and academic support. So we have the library services, the community and extension, or the NSTP, and then discipline office, guidance, the health services, and the Scout Center. Now these 6 key departments is led by our director, Ms. Wailin Singh, 胡慧莲总主任. And then let me introduce to you the people behind these 6 departments. First, we have Miss Corazon Denali, Head of the Library Services, 图书馆主任. And then Miss Sharon Doma, Head Community and Extension Office, or the NSTP Coordinator, 联系人. And then we have Miss Nati Siang, Institutional Scouting Coordinator, 负责童军活动中心 or the Scout Center. Next, we have Ma'am Cynthia or Miss Maria Cynthia Isidro, Head of Guidance and Counseling Office. Mr. Dewitt Lim, Head of the Clinic, the Health Services, 医务室的主任. And then 本人, I am Miss Jacqueline Villamora of the Discipline Office, Grade School Discipline Office, K to GS actually, 小学部训导处主任. Okay, let us talk about the topics behind the important topics of the Discipline Office. Oh no, let me introduce to you my team. Of course, we have Miss Shirley Uy, Miss Harley, Miss Maricar, Miss Michi, and Mr. Johnson Ampanya. And then these are the topics for today about the leave of absence form, 请假单, excuse leave, 准假证, school uniform, 学生制服, tardiness or the late 迟到, and cell phones or other gadgets, 手机, food drop off, 午餐地放处 and other concern, 其他事项. Our office is located just beside the clinic here. And then we have 2 windows. One is for the grade school and the high school. Okay. Now, students who cannot attend classes must secure a leave of absence form. 就是这张 this paper. Okay. 学生如果因事情有重要的事情或生病不能到学校来上课，就一定要通知我们训导处。然后这个请假单一定要填好。If a student is sick, 学生生病了，或者是 attending a family gathering, important gathering, 因有重要的事情，或者是 for passport renewal or iCard renewal, please secure this form. I'll show you how. Now, securing this leave of absence form, you may download it through the CKSC website. You may download or email. Email, you may use your child's account to write us at the discipline.gs@cksc.edu.ph. Or if you know how to download, you may just type CKSC and then download through the website. Just scroll down to the lower right side. There's a downloadable forms. If not, you may also visit the discipline office to secure a leave of absence form. 也可以来我们训导处拿一张请假单。Okay. How do you fill up this form? Okay, this one. You may take a screenshot of the sample and then make sure the student and the parent's signature, please. Student, of course, just write their name and then parent signature is very important. And then after this, after you have already completed the form, please submit it to the discipline office. It's either you may email us the completed form or submit it to the discipline office. And then right after that, we will be issuing an excuse slip for the student like this. And then this excuse slip will be given or handed to the teacher so that the teacher will know when he or she was absent. And then students should present this excuse slip to the teacher to schedule makeup tests. Students are advised to secure this excuse slip or exemption slip immediately once able to return to school. Now, exemption slip, if a student is sick with dengue, like 有一些传染病 like dengue, chickenpox, measles, diseases with long recovery periods for more than 5 school days, or student underwent an operation, or maybe participated in extracurricular activities approved by the school, they may secure this exemption slip. And if a student is absent due to illness, the student must present a medical certificate, original copy of medical certificate, and report to the school clinic before going back to class. 记得，如果说学生如果患了传染病，回学校前呢，应该向医生取清单方，就是 medical certificate 证明书，但是要原本的，就是 original copy，并先到我们学校的医务室报到，一定要先报到，就是在我们的医务室报到，才可以进学校上课，不要直接回班上上课。Then the school uniform, for the school uniform, grade 1 to grade 3, they still have the suspender, okay? And then for grade 4 and grade 6, and then for the boys, it's polo jackets with the school logo. Girls also, their polo has school logos. Okay. 女生的裙子不宜穿膝盖以上的裙子，一定要比膝盖下大概2寸就可以了。Do not wear shorter than at least knee high or lower the knee for around 2 inches. And then for the haircut, barber's cut for boys. Barber's cut. And then girls should tie or pin their long hair if it's long hair. Of course, if you want to cut the hair short, it's better. But if it's long hair, please make sure they tie or pin their long hair. Or if they want to use the hairband, if it's okay. Now, haircut like this, the hairstyles, these are not allowed. Okay. Kindly make sure to check the grooming of your child before they come to school. And for the footwear policy, for the girls and for the boys, please wear plain white socks, not colored. Kindly check the socks of your kids, because sometimes I see colored socks and it is not appropriate. Okay, just plain white socks without designs, and then leather black shoes. This is a reminder that while wearing the school uniform, all students are required to wear black leather shoes paired with plain white socks. And then for the tardiness, students, we ask for the support of the parents in helping your child to reinforce these important habits at home, whether arriving at school, attending classes, or submitting assignments. Punctuality reflects responsibility and commitment. 希望我们能够培养孩子良好的时间观念，务必遵守时间，准时到学校上课及提交作业。If your child arrives at school after 7:30 a.m., they must first report to the discipline office, our office, to obtain a late slip. This late slip must then be given to their teacher upon entering the class. It helps us accurately track the attendance of your child and ensure a smooth transition into the school day for all the students. 所以如果说您的孩子在上午7:30之后到学校，请务必先到训导处领取一张迟到条，再交给老师。Use of cell phones, smartwatches, and other gadgets, other electronic devices is strictly prohibited during class hours, recess, and lunch breaks. Same as last year, from 7:30 in the morning up to 3:35 in the afternoon. And also MAPE time. MAPE time 就是体育课。学生在上课时间、课间休息和午餐时间，不能使用手机或智能手表或其他电子设备。This is for 上午7:30到下午3:35，还有体育课。And then for the food drop-off, 这有关午餐寄放处。Please be reminded that food drop-off at the school lobby will follow the same schedule as last year. But of course, we have new students so that you know it is from 10 a.m. until 11:15 a.m. Kindly label the name of your child and grade level on their lunch containers. 送餐时间和去年一样，上午10点到11:15。然后请确保呢，所有的饭盒上都清楚标明学生的姓名和年级 ，like this. And then food drop off here at the lobby. And then this information is for grade 1 and grade 2, incoming grade 1 and grade 2 students. For the first 2 weeks of classes, first 2 weeks, a temporary gate pass will be provided. 我们前面的2周会提供临时接送证。Kindly remind parents or fetchers to arrive on time to help minimize congestion and ensure your child's safety. So the first day of school, please bring the following photos. For this one is for the grade 1 and grade 2 only. First day of school, please bring the following photos for the fetcher's pass. 开学的第一天，请携带以下照片，用于领取接送证。Latest 1-by-1 clear photo of your child. 孩子的最新1寸清晰照片1张。Latest 1-by-1 clear photo of fetchers. Maximum of 3 only. Maximum of 3 fetchers. 接送人员的最新1寸清晰照片，最多3人。But only 1 fetcher will be allowed every time fetching the child. And then write their names at the back of each photos. 请在每张照片背面写上他们的姓名。And then kindly put this photo in an envelope and label it with your child's name, but do not seal the envelope so that the teacher can check. 请将所有照片放入一个信封内，并在信封上标注孩子的姓名，但不要封口，让老师能够检查。And we are implementing this no fetchers ID or no fetchers pass, no entry policy. Upon entry and while on school premises, fetchers should follow the no fetchers ID, no entry policy. And kindly wear your fetcher's ID all the time while inside the school premises for those who are fetching pupils in grade 1 and grade 2. This means all fetchers should always wear the ID while on school premises. The purpose of this is to ensure that only authorized fetchers can enter the school, thus safeguarding pupil safety and security. Furthermore, we kindly ask all the pupils be picked up promptly after school hours and kindly wait outside the room until the teacher releases the child. If your child has not been picked up by 3:30 p.m., please proceed to grade 1. It's just inside the gate 1. There will be a waiting area for grade 1 and grade 2. 为了确保1年级和2年级学生的安全，我们再次提醒各位家长严格遵守无接送证不得入校的规定，只有授权人员才能进入校园。此外，我们恳请家长呢在放学后准时接小孩，请在教师正式将孩子交出之前，在教室外等待。若您的孩子在下午3点半之前还没有被接走，我们由老师们带学生往1号门口的等候区等你们。So other concerns, we also have the tutorials for 督课。All mentoring programs will be conducted inside the campus. 课后督课将在校内授课。Registration for the in-house mentoring program will start on July 15. That's Tuesday, July 15. 就是开学的第一天开始登记。You may contact the discipline office for this. And then tapping of ID cards, I think the registrar's office, Sir Angket, has already discussed about this. And this is for the email and phone number of the grade school discipline office. You may take a screenshot. This is very important. And that would be all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jacqueline Villamora, for the very comprehensive presentation on student services and academic support. And thank you very much, parents, for listening. We hope the information presented is very clear. Now, that all presentations for the academic year 2025-2026 have been shared. We'll take this time to address any questions or concerns or clarifications you may have. We have noticed that some of your concerns have already been addressed earlier in the chat by our supervisors and heads. Thank you very much for engaging with them. As for the rest, I'll now take a moment to go through the remaining questions, especially those that have not been answered yet or were not directly covered in the presentations. Let me just go through one question here. Good morning po. Is it possible po to shift to an online learning platform in the event that students can't go to school due to some reasons or like due to severe typhoons or due to a prolonged transport strike? I think the answer here is we will not be holding online classes. So in the event of prolonged class suspensions, expect that home tasks will be posted in the Google Classroom. So asynchronous activities will be provided, parents, but also taking into consideration a manageable schedule for our students. Ganun po siya. We will have asynchronous activities to be posted in the Google Classroom, but we will not hold online classes. Another question po. 7:30 means inside the classroom or just inside the building premises po? So the class will start at exactly 7:30 po. So I suggest that please bring your children before 7:30 po. Kasi pag 7:30, lalakad pa lang po sila going to the classroom, baka there is a big chance na malate din po sila, like 1 or 2 minutes, 3 minutes po upon walking to the classroom. Another one po. I noticed teacher. I noticed that the school arranges consultation period for term 1 and 2 grades releasing, but when it comes for term 3, no consultation is being arranged. Hopefully, face to face or online consultations can still be arranged so we can ask the grades or at least know why is the grade being given to the grade is being given to the students. Thank you. So I think that is a suggestion. Thank you po, uh, Miss Jillian. All right. So I think during the first and second terms, our PTC po, if you're very familiar, we hold it after the distribution of report cards. Kasi po, this will allow our parents, of course, you to first review your child's academic performance before engaging in a conversation with the teachers during the PTC. As for the third term, we hold the conference alongside the card distribution. So this actually allows for real-time discussion of our student progress for the whole school years. That's why we strongly encourage all of our parents to meet us during the card distribution because your presence po during this time actually ensures that any question or concerns can be addressed right away. So ganun po yung ating conference during the third term. And let me go through other questions. I think the question about the portal and the academic calendar has been addressed already. Um, and also the socks as part of our uniform has been addressed by Miss Wylin already. Is the locker services available for grade 5? Locker services are is going to be available, but please wait for further announcement. We will announce any updates about the lockers through our FB page. So please wait for the announcement through our FB page. Wait. I would like to just read one question here, Miss Jack, kasi siguro nakalimutan ni parent where to drop and fetch the student for grade 1. Which gate should we drop and fetch the student? Can we repeat that one more time? Miss Jack?
Kindly
Miss
wait
Jackie.
for further announcement for this.
Okay, thank you po,
Thank
Miss Jack.
you.
Please wait for further announcement po for the gates where we dismiss them. Which gate our students will be using during the dismissal time. I think the tutoring has been addressed already. The tutor inside school, the time where we hold or the time when we hold our tutor, it's from 3:45 to 6:30. Oh, what things to bring for the first day for grade 1 student? Please do bring your books and then notebooks. And the books and notebooks are to be checked by the advisors, but other materials, the advisors will ask our students to copy on their notebook so that we will be we will be able to note which materials to bring on the first week. Anyway, during the first week, it is still our orientation. We are not going to have any lessons yet during the first week. Am I correct, Miss Venus? Yes. So this is our chance to complete all our materials only for the first week. Another question. Hello, teacher. Will the books be distributed in the classroom or we pick it up at the bookstore? We will pick it up from the bookstore, but the Chinese books, I have noted a question about here about the Chinese books. Okay, the Chinese books will be distributed by the Chinese teachers in the classroom. But the English books po, you have to pick them up from the bookstore. Um, okay. So will somebody help the kids grade 1 in bringing down their bags? So I think this has been addressed already by Miss Harley. Parents for grades 1 and 2 po, don't worry. You will be allowed to fetch your kids in the classroom. In the classroom po. Is it possible? Mm-hmm. Uh, para po sa grade 3 po, saan po makikita kung anong section po? So it has been addressed by Miss Venus a while ago. Kindly check po in the student portal from time to time because class schedule will be posted there, including the sections. Uh-huh. Do we need to upload for payment confirmation if payment has been made directly to the school cashier? Um, Sir Ankiat, maybe we can help our dear mommy here. Do we need to upload for payment confirmation if payment has been made directly to the school cashier?
If the payment is coursed through our student cashier, automatically the payment is reflected real time in the student portal. So
No.
actually, they don't need to upload the same receipt in the portal. Not unless
Okay.
you're talking about book payments. Of course, for book
Okay.
payments, you need to, even though you pay it here, you need to upload it so that the bookstore can view whether or not you have already paid the books.
All right. So need to upload pa din po,
For
sir.
book only.
For books only. Okay.
For
Thank you, sir.
tuition payments made through our cashier's office, no need to upload the proof of payment.
Okay.
Thank
I hope
you.
that is clear, mommy. Thank you po for your question. Thank you, Sir Ankiat. Uh-huh. What else? Tama po ba grade 1 students speak up sa school sa Eat Labas? So this has been addressed po by Miss Harley. No po, students are not allowed to go out to eat during lunchtime. Please elaborate the lunch drop-off. Will the kids go down to get their foods at the table or it will be delivered to their classrooms? Miss Jack, can we please elaborate the lunch drop-off po? Parang nagre-request lang si
Yeah.
parent po. Will the kids go down to get their foods at the table or it will be delivered to the classrooms?
That is for the grade 3 until grade 10. Ang grade 1 and grade 2, it is grade 1 students during lunch break, parent may assist them inside the classroom. Just for the grade 1.
Maybe while waiting for Miss Jack, I'll still read on through other questions po. Where is the bookstore located? The bookstore is located in the lobby, second floor po. We have a coffee shop there. In the second floor po, you can find the bookstore. Um, maybe I missed it here. Maybe I missed it. Where can we register for tutoring? So this has been addressed din po by Miss Jacqueline earlier. You can register at the discipline office po starting on July 15. That's the first day of school. If rainy day po, Miss Jack, another question po. Do they still need to get late sleep from DO? So I think our mommy is referring to the question na in case there is a heavy rain, tapos we pushed through the classes and then na late po si bata, do they have to get the late sleep from the DO? They do get the late sleep from Miss Jack, you are muted po. I'm very sorry.
There will be the DO, the discipline officers will assist the students just in case for the heavy rains, at least nasa gate po kami. We will assist them.
Okay po.
Mm-mm.
Okay po. So they would still have to get the late sleep, pero we have consideration
Yes.
that we have to look into that. Tama po,
Yes
di
po.
ba?
Yes,
Okay
ma'am.
po. Suggestion po, hope the school will have a guidance seminar for the student, not bullying, because students have this problem, especially in grade schools. Thank you. This is a suggestion lang po. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Of course, we are always looking into it. We will review this, and I believe we have this one. We consider this one for implementation. Thank you po, Mami. And then, is it locker has been addressed already? Hindi ko masyadong madaming mahaba yung pili. Meaning so hard. I think most of our questions has already been answered. Miss Venus, am am I missing a question pa po ba? So that please guide me through para I can see it. Yes, okay, good morning, my assistant. All right, so first week, regarding lunch food pickup, for those availing services with lunch border vendors, will grade 3 student pick up or will food be delivered to their classrooms? Thank you. Um, uh, this is grade 3 po, no? Miss Jack, am I correct if it's a grade 3 students if it's a grade 3 student availing the service with our concessionaire or with our vendors, they will still have to pick it up from the lobby, from their designated table, correct?
It
Only
depends
grades 1
on
and 2 po yung dinedeliver.
it depends kasi kung nasaan yung concessionaire eh. We were talking about the food drop off kasi kanina is from kunwari pag pinadala ng parents or from outside na food delivery, yung mga fixed na food delivery na in order ng parents, they will drop it sa lobby. And then the kids will be picking them up from the lobby and then iaakyat po nila sa classroom.
Okay, Miss Jack, thank you very much. There is for grade 1, during lunchtime, parents may enter the classroom. Sorry po, dear parents, we are not allowed to enter in the classroom. You may drop your the meals of our children in the designated area. Opo, pero hindi na po tayo makakapasok in the school premises during lunchtime. For grade 2, will the lunch wow, parang puro lunch po ang ating questions, Will the lunch be delivered to the respective classrooms? Yes po. Pagka drop po natin yung lunch ni student in the designated area, it will be delivered to their classrooms po for grades 1 and 2.
Yes po.
Hindi po sila yung magpipick ng kanilang lunch bag by themselves. Meron pong mag-aakyat sa classrooms po nila. Another question po, how much will is the tutor's fee? Is it for a month or will it be okay per day? Because sometimes due to so many holidays or breaks, sometimes the tutor is is absent. So maybe they are asking, maybe you can give like an overview of the payment, siguro, Miss Jack, para they have like an idea on how much they would have to pay.
We are still waiting for the official memo from the school. Just to let you know lang, if it's inside the school, they will be paying the tutor's fee or the mentoring fee to the teacher, but they still have to pay for the table fee. Table fee, they have to pay at the discipline office. And
Okay
then yung
po.
amount, we are still waiting for further announcement from the school.
Alright. Oh, there is a follow-up question about po doon sa yung sinabi ko po kanina na 2 weeks temporary, meaning po pwede po bang i-assist kain sina student sa classroom? Okay. So, mommy is actually asking if they can go up during lunchtime for 2 weeks lang po to assist. Um, we will look into it po. We will review everything po, and then we will look into it and see if we can implement po. Do not worry po. We will review all of this po. All right. I'm sorry. I was muted po pala. I was reading. Uh, suggestion din po for grades 4 to 6. Oh, this is a suggestion problem. There is a problem in grammar. The advisor po in grade schools are willing to help the students. This suggestion will be addressed po yung kailangan lang po ng ibang students. Pandemic na online class, behind po yung ibang students in this level po. Oh, you mean, I think our parent was asking like an intervention po ba? Like in grammar? Do not worry, we are looking into programs po on how to um strengthen our the speaking skills and the reading skills of our students. We are working through it po. Do not worry po. I think question. Ang questions po about books, I have two sons, magkasunod ang grade. The other one is grade 4 and the other one is grade 3. Question is, pwede po ba magamit yung book ng incoming grade 3 ko na ginamit ng brother niya last year? Um, yes po, mami. Um, as long as the book is not workbook. Opo. Kasi there are the problem kasi with that po, ma'am, is that when we ask our children to answer the pages of the book at may answers na po sila, the student who was actually reusing the old book po or using the old book po, they are really having a hard time participating during the class. Mhm. This is actually for the sake of the children naman po, but we don't mind naman po if you're going to reuse as long as um it's usable pa naman po. It's something that students can still utilize. Yun lang naman po yun. Mhm. We always think about the children naman po. If the child can still make use of the old books, why not? It's very practical. But we have to make sure that we have to do our part din po. We have to erase something, maybe photocopy the pages na we can borrow books from other parents and then photocopy the pages na merong mga answers and then we cover that part. We can do that naman po. Not a problem. Hope to get there. Is it possible? Ay naku, ang dami nang nag-up dito. I'm very sorry, Dylan. Darling, is it possible to get better understanding why the school cannot opt to implement online classes as an alternative due to extreme weather conditions? So like what I have mentioned earlier, um, in the event that we have class suspensions, we are giving home tasks instead of holding online classes. We actually that's really the reason why we ask you to check your Google Classroom from time to time because that's where we post all of our asynchronous activities given that there is a prolonged class suspension or class suspension even. And of course, we are providing and we are taking consideration a manageable schedule for all of you to do the asynchronous activities. But of course, thank you for your suggestion. Like what I have mentioned, we will review all of this and we will see if it can be considered for implementation. Lahat po ng mga suggestions nyo, we will try to review everything and we will make sure to see it. And if we can consider it for implementation, we will do that. Okay? Because at the end of the day, everything that we do is for our children. Yun naman po yung importante. If it will benefit our children, the school community, then doon po tayo. And for tutoring, for tutoring is there overview list of teacher that we can choose. You can check po during your registration. Tama 'di ba, Miss Jack? You can check
Yes.
po the list of the teachers, the personnel that are available for tutoring. Po. Ayan po. Mhm. Okay. So I think this is medyo internal ano. Puwede po ba mag-suggest po? Kasi po yung bata po namin is 'di po nauubos po yung lunch niya kasi nagmamadali po sa laro. Ay, our bata ay ano ba 'to, grade 1 or grade 2? Puwede po ba bago po palabasin? Palabasin, yes. Okay. Puwede po bang ipaubos muna yung food ng bata po? Well, I understand you, mommy 'no, or daddy kasi I also have, a small kid with me. Don't worry po, sige po, i-re-remind po natin everyone na iche-check po ang lunch to make sure na ang mga bata natin nakakakain ng pagkain nila during lunchtime. That is very important. I agree with that. Opo, teachers are there naman po to oversee everything, to see everything. Okay. By the way, I do believe that we have parents, we have Chinese parents here, parents who are of Chinese descent, and maybe you are very shy asking your questions in Chinese. Please do ask your questions in Chinese. You can type it in the chat box. We have our supervisors, Chinese supervisors and heads who are ready to answer all your queries. Wag po kayo mahiya, mami and daddy. I think there's another one. What is the English and Chinese tutor has same time? Oh, I think they were asking if the English subjects and the Chinese subjects, do they have like the same time during tutor time? Yeah, during Chinese time. And the question here, Miss Venus, is that if do they have the same time po during tutor time? Okay, the answer po, yes po. They have the same time po. It's just a matter of which one ang uunahin, if English or Chinese po. But they have the same time. Okay, sorry teachers, I meant grade 3 MAPE schedule is every Monday po. Every Monday. And then also our math training participants excused. Sir Savares. Yes, from grades 3, 4, 5, and 6, they are exempted. Doon po sa PE. But for grades 1 and 2, hindi po. Kasi we have our PE classes incorporated in the class schedule po talaga. We don't have like a schedule right after dismissal. Yung mga PE classes po namin are all within the class schedule. So tama po ba, teacher, na hiwalay? Wala na siya. That hiwalay si English tutor and Chinese tutor if in-house po ang tutor sa school? Tama po ba yun, Miss Jack? I'm not very familiar with this, but I will ask Miss Jack. Miss Jack, will you help me answer? Is it correct po ba na separate po yung tutor ni bata? Like, kunyari, in-house po. So, kunyari ako po si parent, magpapa-tutor po ako. Do I get, and I want my child to have like, an English tutor and Chinese tutor. Dalawa po sila, magkaiba, no?
Yes,
Tama po ba
magkaiba
yun?
po. Unless,
Yes po, mami.
unless they have a tutor na kilala nila na pwedeng mag-tutor ng English and Chinese.
Na in-house po.
Na in-house.
Ah,
But-
okay. Opo. So, if si tutor knows how to uh,
Bilingual.
do the tutorial, is bilingual, doing Chinese and English, okay lang po na isa lang, no? Siya lang.
Yes,
Okay na
pwede.
po yun.
Pero
Okay, pwede po.
that is depending on the preference of the parent.
Opo.
Or
It
the
depends
child.
on your, yes po, mami, it
Hmm.
depends on your preference po. Okay po. Mhm. Uh, Dylan, darling, or is it the parent of Dylan? I would just like to read through this because I feel strongly about this. No. Appreciate the attention to the question. Really hoping that the school consider online over asynchronous task. At this time, it's imperative to explore long-term solution to ensure continuity of education during such disruptions. Thank you very much, darling. We've witnessed increase in frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. These conditions not only pose risk to safety and well-being of our students and staff, but also disrupt academic calendar, leading to loss of valuable instruction time. That is very well said, Dylan. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Like what I have mentioned, we will look into this and we will see if it could be implemented. Okay? Everything for a higher, brighter, stronger Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, so uh, oh, I have one question here. Maybe Sir Ankiat, maybe you can help me with this. What is academic scholarship qualification po? Academic scholarship qualification po, is it according to rank or the honor?
Sorry, you're pertaining to scholarship?
I think our mommy or our parent here is referring to how to qualify for academic scholarship.
Ah, so for academic scholarship, as long as you are, of course, qualified for the academic awards, you're included in the honors, with high honors, with highest honors, you can apply for an academic scholarship through our scholarships office. I think it's not based on ranking. As long as you're part of the honor students. Okay. Yeah.
Or full scholar.
Ah. So if you're asking for the half scholar and full scholar, let me check on the criteria ha. Wait lang po.
Okay, while waiting for Sir Ankiat po, siguro I can read through other questions po. There is a question about the basement. Siguro they wanted to get an update no about the basement for lunch. Kasi as we all know, dati po, di ba, we have our lunch in the basement. Pero as of the moment, it is not yet going to function. We will still continue doing the launch system as of what we were doing last year. So for grades 1 and 2, idadrop po na. For grades 1 and 2, iakyat po yung lunch nila in the classroom, doon sila magla-lunch. So for grades 3, 4, 5, and 6, they go down to get their lunch or they may buy in the canteen. Ganun po tayo. And another question, according sa bookstore, papalitan daw po ang PE uniform. Is that true? Is that true? Well, I think kasi we don't have yet. I still have to confirm about this. Anyway, any updates will be posted through our Facebook page, and I will get back to you po when I have the answer to this, because I'm not very sure if we are going to change the PE uniform, but while wala pa pong confirmation if we're going to change the PE uniform, you can still make use of the old PE uniform pagkasya pa po yan sa mga bata natin.
Hi, Ma'am Camille.
Hi, hello sir,
Yes,
please.
I've already replied for the query regarding academic scholarship. So I think they're pertaining to the full scholarship and the half
Mhm.
scholarship. So if for full scholar, your final average should be 97 and above. And then your conduct grade should be 93 or A above.
Mhm.
Okay. Now you'll
Okay.
be given half scholarship if the final average is 96 and then the conduct grade is 93 or above. So
Okay.
difference of 1 percentage is very vital.
Yes. All right. So scholarship will be given to deserving students. Okay. So, like what I have mentioned a while ago, if I already have the answer to the PE uniform, I will get back to you. So according to the bookstore, tama po, meron tayong bagong PE uniform, but this is not mandatory. You don't have to buy. If you still want to make use of the old PE uniform kasi kasya pa po, maganda pa po ang itsura, no problem. Gamitin po natin ito. But for those who wanted to buy a new pair of shirt and then jogging pants, please do so. Opo, pero hindi po ito requirement bumili ng bago. You can make use of the old PE uniform. Thank you, teacher. Mhm.
Ma'am Camille,
Yes po. Yes, Ma'am
I think
Jack.
there's a question here regarding sa basis ng conduct grades, basis ng pagbigay ng conduct grades from Ma'am Jillian Sinelli.
Opo.
Okay, actually, we have a conduct grade criteria or a rubrics for the teachers. And it will depend on the students' politeness, obedience, and then cooperation and concern for others. And then honesty, integrity, and then self-reliance and responsibility. That is for the classroom grade na bigay ng teachers. And then aside from that, Ma'am Camille, naka-off kayo, speaker off. Sorry.
Yes po, ma'am.
And then that is for the part ng teachers pa lang. So, and then after that, meron pang if they have the minor major offenses from the discipline office, may certain deductions. Naka-speaker off po kayo, Ma'am Camille. Oh, sorry. It's okay. And then one thing pa is if they have tardiness.
Okay.
Will cause a
Alright.
deduction also. 5 lates is
Alright.
equal to 1 conduct rate deduction.
Okay po. So I hope that answers your question po, Mami. And then another question po, inulit ni Miss Cassandra, I'm very sorry. Is it possible po to release the term 3 periodic examination test results to the students before the conclusion of the academic school year? We are actually giving it out. Ano doon? She's mhm. Okay. So, I think this refers po to the question kasi first term, second term, we release the grades of the students. But come third term, hindi na po natin na-release. Gawa ng it is the last day of the school year na rin po kasi. So towards the end. So sige po, we will review this one and we will try to see kung paano natin mai-implement. Mm. Anyway, you can always ask naman po when you get the card. But if you are, if you wanted to ask before, getting the card, we will look into this, Mami. We will look into this po, Mami. White shoes pa din po ba sa PE grade 5? Correct, 'di ba, Miss Jacqueline po, they have to use a pair of white rubber shoes.
Rubber shoes,
Or
yeah.
any color po?
Any
Hindi
color,
naman.
rubber shoes.
Any color po, Mami. Any color po ng rubber shoes.
For the PE uniform.
For the PE uniform. Basta rubber shoes po, Mami. Any color po yan. Pwede po ba yung trolley bag for grades 1? Yes, pwede naman po,
Yes.
Mami. Do not worry kasi po you are thinking paano po papanik si bata. We ask them to use naman po the elevator upon going to the classroom. Meron din po tayong mga kuya, ate,
Yes.
nag-a-assist sa ating mga little children. Hindi naman natin sila pinapabayaan to bring their own bags, lalo na yung mga mabibigat. Mhm. But, but kung maaari po, Mommy and Daddy, kaya po meron tayong day 1 to 6, no? Kung they don't have to bring their materials, the same materials every day. Kung kaya lang naman, Mommy, you can like bring the day 1 materials today, then the following day you have your day 2 materials, then babalik ka ulit sa day 3. Usually naman po talaga, Mommy, our magka-partners po talaga in day 1, 3, and 5. Tapos 2, 4, 6. Yan po yung parang more practical way. Oh, there is a suggestion po. Can you post the cycle plan again? Like the daily assignment po in the Google Classroom so that parents can keep track? Oh, because we actually send out yung printed copies po. So you like to be posted in the Google Classroom? Is that what you're suggesting? Sige po, we will look into this po. Can I get a locker at the first day of school? Like what I've mentioned a while ago, I still have no updates about the locker, but I think the announcement about the use of our lockers will be posted through our FB page. And still one. Another question. I'm still looking. Okay, there's another one. I think the last one over here. What is the equivalent grade or bracket for conducts? A plus? Ay, nawala siya. A plus, where is it? A plus, A minus, and so on. Miss Jack, maybe you can give like the equivalent grade bracket for our conduct grades for A plus, A minus, and so on.
I think this has to come from the registrar's office for the bracket of the conduct.
Eto, Ma'am Jack, let me browse through yung policies. Let me just check.
Thank you, sir.
While waiting po for Sir Ancat and Miss Jack, tama po ba yung color ng PE uniform for grade 1 is blue shirt na po? Yellow po kasi sila sa kinder. Thank you po. That's correct po, Mami. Yung PE uniform po natin in grade 1 is already color blue. Yung blue shirt na po tayo. What do we bring during the first day po? Well, I suggest that you bring already your books kapag meron na pong book sa inyo at yung mga notebooks po natin. But don't worry, the advisors po will ask our children to note the other materials needed to bring during the orientation po. Kasi may orientation pa tayo during the first week. Oh, I have here Miss Jack and Sir Ankiat. I think I can manage to answer po yung conduct
Okay.
conduct equivalent.
Thank you.
So, okay. So 97 to 100, that's A plus. 93 to 96, that is A. 90 to 92, A minus. 87 to 89, that's B plus. 83 to 86 is B. 80 to 82 is B minus. 77 to 79 is C plus. 74 to 76 is C. 70 to 73 is C minus. And 69 below is D. All right. So that is the scoring rubric po. Yung ating sa conduct grade. So that's the letter rating for the conduct grades. All right. So I believe that I have covered all of our questions. I mean, I think if you still have other more questions and you can, and if you thought of your questions right after the orientation, it's not a problem po. You can always reach out to us. Maa-answer po namin yung question namin. But of course, we have very limited time for today. As much as I want to answer all of your questions, I think I can read one more kasi to make sure na 11 tayo magtapos. Just to make sure mala akong na-miss. Okay, Darling Hans, Kino, what do we need to bring sa first day ng orientation? Again, I'm repeating you, just bring your books, darling, and then your notebooks. The rest of the other materials, ino-note natin yan in your assignment notebook, ha? Okay. So, let me check. All right. So again, parents, we love to answer all of your questions, pero po, ganun talaga, we have very limited time today for our encounter. If you have more questions po, like what I have mentioned, or any clarification, please do not hesitate to come to us anytime. We will gladly address all of your concerns. Okay, so we have now come to the end of our orientation. I would like to thank all of you po for your time and cooperation. We really value your active involvement in your child's education, and of course, appreciate the trust you have placed in us. We hope that the information presented has been helpful to all of you. We all look forward to working with you again. So together, let us make our school year a fulfilling and successful one for our children. So once more, I am Teacher Camille, and here's to a higher, brighter, and stronger academic year. So I would like to say goodbye, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye po, mommies and daddies. See you po.